Familiar, you're familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
Hello students, in this video I am demonstrating an experiment called flywheel. So this flywheel experiment belongs to BSc first semester. So aim of this experiment is to determine the moment of inertia and mass of the given flywheel. So we need the apparatus for this experiment called flywheel, pulley, weights, slide calipers and a meter scale. Okay, now let us see what is the principle of the experiment. The principle of the experiment is the angular acceleration of a flywheel depends on the couple acting on it. By measuring angular acceleration for different couples, moment of inertia and hence mass of the flywheel can be found. So we have the formula to find the moment of inertia and mass of the flywheel like this. See, moment of inertia I is given by m2 minus m1 into g into r divided by alpha 2 minus alpha 1, and mass of the flywheel is given by 2 into I by r square, where angular acceleration can be determined by the formula alpha is equal to 4 pi n divided by t square. Okay, now what are the parameters used in the experiment, you know? So alpha 1, alpha 2 are angular acceleration for the masses m2 and m1 respectively and measured in radians per second square. So g is the acceleration due to gravity, small r is the radius of the axle, capital R is the radius of the wheel, and capital M is mass of the flywheel, and I is moment of inertia of the flywheel. Okay, and small t used in the formula is time taken to complete n number of rotations, okay, measured in seconds. You can see that alpha is measured as the angular acceleration in radians per second square. Okay, so here procedure is mentioned, so we can demonstrate the procedure to conduct the experiment now using the given apparatus. Okay, so at the end of the experiment you have to mention the result as moment of inertia of the flywheel and mass of the flywheel. Okay, now let us go to the experiment to take some trials. Clear? Now look at the experimental arrangement required for the flywheel experiment. So first we have a flywheel. We take a flywheel here. So this is the flywheel. At the center we have an axle. Okay, and this is a reference stick on the flywheel. So a thread is taken here and it is fixed to the axle at one end, and then other end is passing over the pulley, and then it is fixed to a pan so that we can add the weights into the pan. So these are the slotted weights. Okay, and then we have a thread to measure the circumference of the flywheel, and to find the diameter and to calculate the radius of the axle we have a vernier calipers. Okay, and this is the digital stop clock to see the number of rotations to the flywheel, and the scale is used here to find the length of the circumference on the flywheel. Okay, now let us start the experiment. So in the experiment, first we have to measure the circumference of the flywheel. C is the circumference of the flywheel. Okay, so you take the thread and then you just find the circumference like this. So this length should be measured on the scale later. Okay, like this. Okay, so take this length and measure on the scale. It is found to be 60 centimeter. So I will now enter this length on the tabular column here. How much it was? 60 centimeter. You can convert it to meter as 60 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter also. Now how to calculate the radius of the wheel then? R is equal to C divided by 2 pi. Okay, you can substitute the circumference here and then divide by 2 pi. You will get the radius of the flywheel. Okay. Now look at the main tabular column. Okay, to find the angular acceleration, so we need to consider 3 trials here. Okay, with different masses on the pan. So we'll consider the masses as 100 grams, then 150 grams and 200 grams. So I will show you the trial how to take the number of rotations, that is n here, Okay, so I'll consider number of rotations as 4, 6 and 8. Okay, for these three different rotations of the same weight 100 grams, so you have to note down the time taken using the digital stop clock. Okay, so set it to 0, then you start the experiment. So first you put 100 grams weights into the pan slowly without movement. You just hold the pan also, and you adjust the reference stick over the flywheel. Okay, as you leave the metal pan, okay, so it starts rotating. So whenever the reference mark crosses the reference stick, I will start the timer. After one complete rotation, you have to count it as 1, like that. So start. 1, 2, 3, 4. So immediately after completion of 4 rotations, you have to note down the time taken for 4 rotations here. How much it is? It is 10.00 seconds. Okay. So this reading must be entered into the tabular column here. For 4 rotations, time taken was 10 seconds. Okay, 10.00 anyway. So like that, you repeat the same experiment for second trial for again same number of rotations. That is 4 rotations. Okay, I will show it again. So just rotate back the flywheel for second trial. Start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now this time I got how much? 10.97 seconds. I will enter this value now into the tabular column. 97 seconds. So like that we got 2 trials here. So we have to enter the mean value of these 2 here. And then you can calculate the alpha as 4 pi n, where n is the number of rotations. How much it is? 4 divided by t square. What is t? T is the mean value of these 2. Okay, whatever the value of mean you get here, that should be entered here. Then you calculate the 4 pi n by t square, so that you will get alpha. Okay, in radians per second square. So like that you repeat the experiment for 6 rotations, 2 trials, 8 rotations, 2 trials, and then take the mean value of that and calculate alpha in each case. Then mean value of all these 3 must be entered here. Okay, and then entire experiment should be repeated for the next mass, that is 150 grams. Okay, so again 150 grams, you repeat the experiment for 4 rotations, 6 rotations, 8 rotations. So note down the time taken in 2 trials. Okay, so finally you will get the mean value in 3 trials, alpha 1, alpha 2. Okay, so this is the main part of the experiment to find the angular acceleration here. Clear? Now let us see the second part of the experiment is to find the radius of the axle. So using the vernier calipers. So what is the least count of vernier calipers? So the formula is value of 1 MSD divided by total number of vernier scale divisions. So in the vernier calipers, you know, the bottom scale, that is in centimeter, you have to observe as a main scale. So value of 1 division in the main scale, that means 1 centimeter divided by 10 parts here. So 1 division value in centimeter is how much? That is equal to 0.1 centimeter. So you have to enter the value of 1 MSD as 0.1 centimeter. So divided by total number of VSD. So look at the vernier calipers again. So this is called vernier calipers. Okay. So number of divisions in the vernier calipers is only 10 here. So you have to divide by 10. So 0.1 divided by 10. So that is equal to 0.01 centimeter. So that means you will get 0.1 by 10 is equal to 0.01 centimeter as the least count here. Okay. Now in 3 trials you have to find the diameter of the axle here. I will show you how to measure it now. So hold the vernier calipers on the axle of the flywheel. So this diameter should be considered. So first note down the value of MSR and CVD for the diameter width. So value of MSR is noted at the first line of the vernier calipers. So it is crossing 1, 2 centimeter already crossed here. So that means MSR is equal to how much? 2 centimeter. Exactly 2 division at 2 is crossed already by this first line. So MSR is equal to 2 centimeter. And CVD, coincide vernier division, is nothing but out of these 10 divisions, okay, so one of the line will be coincided with any line on the main scale. So you find out the line on the vernier calipers. It may be 1 or 2 or 3, 4, etc. up to 9 we can say. So out of all those 9 lines, one line will be coincided. Okay, that is called coincided vernier division. Okay, now I think it is here found to be just second line or third line is almost coincided here. Okay, so I can write the 3, almost coincided line is 3. So it appears that third line is coincided, so I will write the CVD as 3. So in this table column, so first trial MSR was found to be 2 centimeter, CVD is found to be 3. Clear? So then you can just substitute the value of MSR and CVD and this least count 0.01 centimeter, and then you can calculate the total leading here. Similarly, repeat the experiment for the second trial at another position. Okay, so here you have to take the vernier calipers again, hold at other position. Okay, and this side also you take one more reading. So like that, note down 3 readings at different places on the axle. Find out the diameter so that you can calculate the mean value of the diameter here. Okay, so radius of the axle we need actually in the calculation. So radius is given by diameter by 2. Okay, so actually the readings are obtained in centimeter, convert it to meter. So radius should be taken in meter finally. Okay, then so we'll come across the main calculation. Now look at this page. So we can see the observations of the flywheel experiment. So in the flywheel experiment, so we need to measure the circumference of the wheel. Okay, it is measured as C is equal to 60 centimeter, and further radius of the wheel is calculated as R is equal to C by 2 pi. Okay, so that means C is 60 substituted here, and divided by 2 pi will give you the value 9.55 centimeter as the radius of the wheel. Okay, then to find the angular acceleration, we have a tabular column. So in the tabular column, in the first trial we are taking the mass in the pan as 100 grams. Okay, so we can convert it to kg as 100 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kg. Okay, and then number of rotations on the flywheel is considered as n. Okay, in the first trial we are taking the number of rotations as 4. Okay, then time taken for number of rotations 4 is equal to 10 seconds, and in second trial 10.97 seconds. Okay, so mean value of these two is small t, and further so we are getting 13.81 seconds and then 13.9 seconds. So mean of that is 13.85 seconds, and repeat the experiment for 8 rotations. Okay, time taken for 8 rotations is now 16.8 and 17.1. so in 2 trials, so mean of that is 16.95 seconds. So like that the value of time taken for 4 rotations, 6 rotations and 8 rotations is calculated in 2 trials, and then mean value is calculated here. So using these t values, so you can calculate the angular acceleration, that is alpha. Alpha is equal to 4 pi n by t square, right? So where n is the number of rotations. In the first trial n is equal to 4, corresponding t is 10.48 seconds. So we'll get the calculation for alpha as 0.45. Similarly for the second one 0.39, then 0.35. So mean of these 3 is calculated as alpha 1. Okay, that is 0.396. So repeat the experiment for another weight in the pan, that is 150 grams. So for 150 grams again number of rotations is considered 4, 6, 8. Time taken for each is calculated or determined here using this digital stop clock, and calculate the mean value, and further alpha is calculated again. So it is found to be 0.88, 0.86, 0.80. So mean of these 3 is equal to 0.846. So that is taken as second angular acceleration, that is alpha 2. Okay, then so we need to find the radius of the axle. Okay, so using the vernier calipers, so radius of the axle is determined. Similarly, in another two trials it is found to be 2 cm only, so that the mean diameter is equal to 2.01 centimeter. So radius is diameter by 2, so therefore R is equal to D is 2.01 by 2 gives 1.005. Okay, now using all these observations and values, we can calculate the moment of inertia of the flywheel. Okay, now we can look at the calculation part. I is equal to formula for moment of inertia m2 minus m1 into g into r by alpha 2 minus alpha 1, right? So m2 is second trial 150 grams and here 100 grams into 10 power of minus 3 because it is converted to kg, and then g is 9.8 meter per second square, right? Next, r is equal to how much? 1.005 centimeter it is, so 10 to the power of minus 2 is multiplied and converted to meter. Then alpha 2 minus alpha 1, so from the first table column, so it is 0.846 minus 0.396. Okay, difference of alpha 2 minus alpha 1. So after calculating all this, you will get the value of moment of inertia as 1094.37 into 10 to the power of minus 5 kg per meter square. Okay, then further calculation is mass of the flywheel, right? So mass of the flywheel formula is 2I by r square. Okay, so substitute the moment of inertia calculated here 1094.37 into the power of minus 5 and divided by capital R square, that is radius of the flywheel, so 9.55 into 10 to the power of minus 2 whole square. So after calculating this, you will get the mass of the flywheel as 2.43 kg. Okay, so you can say that is in the result part, moment of inertia of the flywheel is 1094.37 10 to the power of minus 5 kg per meter square, and mass of the flywheel is obtained as 2.43 kg in the experiment. Okay, clear? Thank you for watching.